The pickup artists are back, baby.
So I'll
I
start with
hope you
some
learned
of
something.
the very simple approaches, like if we were in a bookstore or something like that. I'd say, well, where's an amazing place to eat around here?
I think you probably want to go downtown.
Brilliant.
What do you like there?
The point of this, which I think is really understated, is simple questions open up a universe. You can see
Wow.
things have not taken off yet, though they will. But these sorts of questions that you guys probably think are really stupid or really lame, you really should use them because they are the perfect
It's
way to
like,
open up a
who is
conversation.
this for?
Get a lot of options.
You just
You're
speak to
like a
them
chain
like a
restaurant
human
kind of
being.
girl,
That's
or you more
usually
like,
what I do.
wanting to go
Like,
to
you don't
like
need
a
some
specialty
tutorial
place
on how to speak to human beings.
Oh, I thought you were
It's
asking
crazy,
specifically for
man.
a place to eat.
Well, I'm curious.
Depends what you want to eat.
Well, what do you like to eat?
This shit is
I
pretty
like a
sad.
little of everything.
So, here's a question for you that I've been asking people lately that I think is pretty interesting because it tells you about them. I'd like to know this about you. What would you do if somebody gave you $1 million?
I have no idea.
Really? You never thought about what you would do or what you'd like your life to be like?
No, I've thought about it. I don't know what I would do though.
Oh, what might you try?
Okay. Obviously, I was joking in the beginning. You're not going to learn anything from this video except for possibly what not to do. All you need to do is talk to them like you would talk to anybody else. How's it going? What's your name? Like, he didn't even introduce himself. Man, just talk to him like a human being. So what do you do in your free time? What do you do for work? You don't need to, what would you do if you went to the moon and you, it's like, bro, just talk to them like you would talk to anybody else. These people are batshit crazy. Don't listen to pickup artists.
I don't know.
See, at this point, I'm like, there have been at least 3 things I've tried and I've gotten like nothing back, and I don't care, right? And she's not caring. So at this point, I might jump on the thing, but I don't care, right?
What do you mean jump on the thing? You mean
Well, that
leave?
doesn't make any sense
That's
to
what
me.
you
That
should
haven't
do.
thought about what you might want to do. I mean, I know I've thought a lot about what I would do if I could do sort of whatever I wanted, or if I had unlimited funds. Would you like to go to an island in the Bahamas and drink mojitos and just hang out? Or
I love how he talks
what
about
was
$1
it that
million
you would do
like
for
he could, like it's endless
I'm not
money.
inviting you.
I
I'm
think
just,
it's a super personal question. I just don't really
Ah.
want to tell you.
all right, well, that's fine with me.
I love this woman. She's such a fucking bitch.
Yeah, she is incredibly mean.
Well, you're a
But
fucking
now you can
weirdo.
see that I'm making it more confrontational. I'm going into the, I forgot what it was I just said. It's strange to me that you wouldn't have thought about it.
Yeah, you're pinning her on specific. She's saying things that are incredibly vague and generalized, and you're pushing her for specific. Are you sure? What about this point? What about this point? What about this point? To get her to react.
Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, you want to argue with
For
them.
me, I'm
You
done. I
want
don't
to
know
piss
if
them
you have
off.
ideas here. Okay, great. Brent? That might be where he'd go. Right, because you could escalate. I mean, the thing is, I don't particularly feel like giving her a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not. She's just not into it. So what? But if you wanted to, you could say, "Wow, you're really mean." You know, you're really. I don't think she is actually being particularly mean or cold. But you could go with that. Wow, you're really cold. What is it about you? So you're the kind of woman who is really cold and mean to guys, who asks simple questions. You're the kind of woman who takes things really personally when people ask simple things like, "What would you do if you won the lottery?" What's up with that? Right? Well, maybe I'm doing it now, but it didn't occur to me when I was there. So like, no, I'm just done. I'm out of here.
Once you stand up, all the answers come.
Once I stand up, all the answers come. So those are some other. Let me give that a try.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is great. I love this. This is awesome. You stand up and then all the lines show up. That's exactly how it is for everybody. But what's great is that I like that you're detached from this. You know, I think that's a really healthy attitude. You try a couple things. If it doesn't, go, you get the fuck out. Why? You know, we have this attachment that it
That's the
always
best
has to work
advice
out.
they've given
We're
so far.
really-
Just walk
it's
away.
ridiculous, you know?
It's okay. You
And
can
I
give
think
up.
that the reason that
You
possibility
should,
opened up for me
actually,
when I
if they're
stood
not
up,
into
like,
you.
I think see all these possibilities. Is that that really did let go. You know, for most guys, they look at a hot woman and suddenly they tighten up, you know, and I think it happens to us some too. It just always seems to happen. Like, I got to make this work. But if you can really let go of making it work, and having some lines in your mind that you can use will help you let go of having to make it work. So, you know, lines to practice out loud are lines like, oh, so you're the kind of woman who's mean to strangers who ask simple questions. Or you're the kind of woman who takes things personally when
That's not a
really
simple
aren't all that
question. These are weird questions.
So, let's see what happens next.
I think I'm going to get a lot of no from her at this point, right? So you're the kind of woman who's just an automatic no to every question when somebody comes. Did something happen to you that would really scare you? For people?
No,
Or-
and
Yeah, were you like molested or something? Like, what's up with that?
Are you going to say no right now?
I'm going to say I think that what you're doing is interesting, but it's also kind of
Sad. It's kind of sad.
What else is it's also kind of offensive?
It's offensive, unlike your behavior, you fucking bitch. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
She hasn't done anything offensive. You're talking about women as if they're just like all the same person. And granted, some women are very similar to other women, but it's like, what has she done that's offensive? She can't answer your batshit crazy weird ass questions. Yeah, what a bitch.
But I mean, there's a lot of women who you hit the wall with like this, you know, who one hits the wall with like this.
But as Melissa's, this goes on a little bit more. It does open back up too, which is really interesting. There's this whole concept that you should never be offensive to a woman, you know, or to anyone, or that no woman's ever offensive to you, which they seem to feel perfectly free to do a lot of the time. This woman certainly does. So let's see what happens as we go on.
But it also points to, like, you guys watching have this idea of the perfect seducer, that if you are the best seducer in the world, every time you approach a woman, it will lead to sex and the ultimate outcome, which is not true. At every moment in this interaction, you're putting it on the table that it may dissolve and she may get up and be done with you, and that's it. And you're okay with that. That's where we want you guys to come from.
Yep, you'll help.
There are guys like that. There's guys out there that if they approach a woman at a bar, they're not weirdos. And there's a good likelihood they will be going home with them because they talk to women like regular people. You don't have to like psych yourself out like it's some mental gymnastics and some game you have to play with them. Like, she's not being mean. Like, it's just weird questions. Like, you don't ask people weird ass questions like that. Like I said, start with, hey, where are you from? What do you like to do in your free time? Do you have brothers and sisters? Like, just normal questions, bro.
A lot more success that way.
So let's see what happens.
Now, one of the core ideas that if you're going to be in interactions that have some intensity is you always agree with negative assessments of you, and you always disagree with positive assessments of you.
I like this chart they have in the background. Like, they've really broken it down to a science here for us. I really appreciate that. How to talk to women. It's just so hard. Like, how do you talk to women?
So what offends you? I mean, I'm glad you're interested. That's fine. But
What offends you? What a great topic.
You're trying to dig into me. You don't know me, but you're not offering anything about yourself, and I don't trust you.
Oh, so you'd like to know more about me?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me something about yourself.
Well, gee, what would I do if I could do anything?
Okay, I got to jump in here and interrupt myself. Now, how would you like to go up to a super hot woman in a bar and have her complaint be about you that she wants to know more about you? You know, did you guys, as you watch this, did you see this coming at all? You know, that you're not sharing more about yourself. I want to know more about you. You know?
Well, yeah, because you're asking her personal ass questions and you didn't even tell her your fucking name. So I don't think she's being rude here. I think, you know, you're asking her all these questions and you don't even tell her your goddamn name.
It is weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she's getting, you know, taking her clothes off at this point, but you can feel that there, because
She should be.
I'm willing to
She
engage
should
in
be
a
taking her
conflict,
clothes
there
off.
is a moving towards me that is happening.
You know, we were just talking about how there's a guy here who just came back from being a month-long vacation in Fiji. And I was saying, wow, I have a 4-day vacation planned at Christmas time. And it's the first vacation that I've had in as long as I can remember. So I was thinking, you know, what I would do is I would go spend a month in Fiji if I could do whatever I wanted to do.
Really?
Yeah, or someplace like, I mean, they just had a coup there, so maybe not. But someplace like that. I mean, I've never done, I don't know if you've done this, but I've never done the go lie on the beach thing. Never done it. Never
I
have.
have. It's good. You should do it.
See, this is going a lot better.
It's not boring, or is
It's
it
not
just,
boring.
what happens that makes it interesting? I'm genuinely
Snorkeling
curious.
is really fun.
Snorkeling?
Mhm.
Wow, where have you snorkeled?
Hawaii.
Wow, okay, that's far away, but that sounds fun.
See, how hard is it?
So,
Talk to him like a human being.
so
It's
is
like,
snorkeling the one where the tube's out of the
Yeah.
water?
wow, bro.
Wow. So what do you see? What's so amazing about it?
Fish, coral.
Fish,
Sharks.
coral.
The 1-2 punch has worked.
Yeah, if I were in
The
I think, a
1-2
bar
punch, what are
situation
you
with this,
talking
at
about?
about this point, I'd be like wanting to get away from her for a while and then come back. Now,
What?
I would want to install some scarcity now. Like, look, I'm here with my friends. I got to go check in with them. Maybe I'll catch up with you later, something like that. But yeah, she's definitely softened down, and there's a conversation going.
These guys are insane, bro. The 1-2 punch has worked. Hit her with the old 1-2. It's like you didn't trick her. She's like, she's just having a conversation with you. Yeah, you got her now. You got her on the hook.
A friend of mine was in Hawaii, and he was doing, I guess it was snorkeling, and he was with some guys who were spearfishing. Did you see anybody doing that?
Oh, yeah.
So he's trying to spearfish, and they're like, here, hold this octopus. It's climbing all over him and getting on his face. Because they're spearing things, because they're natives. And so finally he spears a fish. He's like, this is so great. I speared a fish, right? And he's so happy. And he holds it up, and they all go ashen. And he's like, what's wrong? He's like, dude, you just speared the state fish of Hawaii.
Oh, shit.
Like a felon. So
Is this a true story?
Yeah. It's my friend Rob.
Wow.
This actually happened. We still make fun of him about it to this day.
Did he get arrested?
No, I mean, I don't know, they kind of threw it back and hoped it got better.
That's nice.
So where do you like to go there? I mean, what part of Hawaii would you recommend?
It depends. You know, Kauai is really good for hiking. Oahu is good for snorkeling. Big Island's good for volcanic beaches and lava.
So did you see any of the live hot lava?
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
just
that's
got
pretty
really
cool.
in a conversation, right? And the thing to notice is we went through a
Rocky Point?
a rocky point. And now I don't even know your name. What's your name?
Right.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, I'm David. One thing that we know about
Okay, when you meet somebody, you introduce yourself. I don't know if there's anybody out there that doesn't know this, but you generally ask somebody their name, tell them your name. It's like, okay, these guys are fucking insane.
each other now is that we can actually go through a rocky point and still be in an interaction. You know?
No.
We're still
If that was real life, she would have told you to fuck off 10 minutes ago. She's getting paid for this. Make no mistake about it, I guarantee.
undecided about each other, but we know that we can, I mean, there's a way in which that builds a little bit of trust versus just connecting. We know we can survive a disconnect. Anything else on that? Thanks.
Thanks.
And that if you looked at the
Oh, this guy. I've seen this guy.
Example can go in really unpredictable ways. You're throwing out these things and you don't know where they're going. All of a sudden now there's this whole story being built up in a dramatic fashion about Hawaii and about all these things. All these
I like it.
different
I like dissecting this conversation.
We sat down.
It's like,
We don't know Jennifer. This is the first time I've met Jennifer. So this is all these stories are cooking. So that's one thing to notice.
this guy looks like he gets all the babes.
There's no segue thing. Things
Save
are
some for the rest of us, man.
And it seems perfectly natural.
Can I ask Jennifer a question?
Sure.
Jennifer, I mean, the energy totally, initially he's asking all these questions. You're not getting, he's asking you stuff. He's not saying anything. You pretty much said, this is creepy. You're asking me stuff. So there's a conflict. And then he started telling something about himself, his Hawaii fishing story. You guys, your energy totally changed. The question for you straight up is that had he gone in, so you had the conflict, then you had better energy. Had he gone in sort of not being this sort of creepy guy or the conflict initially and gone in just to you're having a conversation,
Yeah, it would have been better.
how would have you been, more attractive, the same, or did that conflict actually help or hurt things?
This is actually a dumb question. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in.
Okay.
There's no way to know, and it's going to be contextually based.
Make yourself up.
I mean, yeah, it's a dumb question, but the whole thing is dumb. Every woman's a little different. I mean, generally, you don't want to have conflict, like, right off the bat, and just make them hate you before they even know your name. Anyway, man, hope you guys learned what not to do when talking to women, or anybody for that matter. Don't be a weirdo. It'll get you far in life.